Hey all you guys out there in YouTube land, Chibi here with my Freya. I don't know why. She was close by and on hand, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna grab her. So I have something different to hold that y'all haven't seen 50 million times, and I don't have to go back to my room and grab someone different. Laziness. So I want to do the BJD in the past tag. I have the original video by AG Dolls Down Under. Yeah. So I originally wasn't gonna do this particular tag, and you will understand why when I start answering the questions, but I have a bit of a funny story that goes along with this tag, so I thought it would be a good idea to just tell it within this context. So, my story kind of corresponds with the first question. And the first question is, as a kid, did you play with dolls? If yes, what doll was your pride and joy? If no, what toys did you play with the most? So, see, I have crap memory. Really, really, really crappy memory. And don't really remember too far into the past. So, also, it's kind of vague about, like, kid. Do you mean, like, 4-year-old, 10-year-old, teenager, whatever? So, I wanted to answer this question a little bit to tell you a tiny story. So, when I got my first BJD, I had bought it in stock on junkiespot.com. It was a Doll Zone Annie, and while opening it, my mom is talking to me and in the room with me, because of course, if you look back on this channel, it doesn't go all the way back to my original first handful of dolls. I did not make box openings about them, unfortunately. So my mom's talking and she goes, I am just really confused. So why do you want this really expensive doll? You didn't even like playing with dolls as a kid. So what makes you want dolls now? And I just thought that was really interesting. I watched some of the tag people, but not all of them. But a lot of people, were talking about, having Barbies or other types of dolls before being into BJDs. And essentially, the first dolls I was ever super interested in owning, other than, like, my Spice Girl dolls, because I liked Spice Girls. And I had Sailor Moon dolls, but I never took them out of box. I had Barbies, but I mainly destroyed them. Were, BJDs, and the first dolls I actually ended up owning were the original line of Monster Highs. And so I find the question kind of interesting, as coming from someone who didn't do dolls. I didn't. I mean, I had them. They existed. I was a girl. The go-to gift was a Barbie when I was a kid. My mom was one of those who gave you one Barbie you weren't allowed to open. And I was like, whatever. Because it would be worth something. We'll see. We'll see. So that's kind of the best answer I can give you. I have crap memory, but my mom was just like, this is confusing because you don't dolls. You never have. You've just destroyed them. The second question is, do you remember the kinds of games you played with your toys? No, I don't. I really don't. I remember playing video games, and I remember pretending to be a Sailor Scout, and singing and dancing to all the Spice Girls songs in unison with their dances from the movie. That's about what I remember. So, number 3. were there any dolls or toys that you loved before BJDs? Technically, I owned and loved my Monster Highs beforehand. I knew about BJDs, but the cost and my particular age, and because I learned about them, I'm quite sure sometime within high school, which was not plausible. And I bought one, but then backed out and canceled the sale because, and I can barely even remember what happened during that time period, but I know it was when I was in high school, and ended up buying the Monster Highs my second to last year of college. I know it was when I still lived in when I still lived around where my college was. Anyways, so nah, I was an anime person, so I watched anime. I prized my few pieces of anime merchandise and stuff like that. That's about it. Number 4. Did you have a story before your dolls? No. My story started to form with my SD doll growth. The more SDs I got, the more I wanted story kind of go around them. There was some story around my MSDs, but not like an overarching cool story, just more of who are they and what are their relation to each other type story. And last but not least, number 5. If you could change anything you did in the past that's BJD related, what would you do different? I'm assuming is what they mean. Because what would you change? I'm more the type of person who highly believes in everything happens for a reason. If you change one tiny thing, then it could completely alter your past. Butterfly effect. Sorry. But barring any of that, and not thinking of the consequences of my actions, I would say I would never have sold my original 2 mini fee bodies that I did. Because that led down a road that kinda, I think, wasn't worth it. And I know I'm just like messing with her. And I feel like it's been way harder to make myself try to buy the body back, and all that fun jazz. And the reason I had sold them was to make like 2 brain 1 second, to make 2 loan payments on my student loans. But because I didn't have a job and could not afford the loans, I could have easily deferred them, and essentially would have just deferred them for 2 or 3 months before I got a job. And I think that would have been my better choice, personally, because I don't think it would have affected me as much. So if I could take that back, I would. And I kind of wish I didn't sell my Pookie. I wish I would have kept that. Mainly because now I want one back, but refuse to spend the money that it cost for such a small doll. I think really, other than that, nothing huge. So that was the BJD in the past tag. Sorry for constantly looking over here because I just have that up and playing with Freya. I have no clue what to do with this doll. I just have it. It exists. It's like, hey. Her tail's somewhere. Lord knows where. I thought about selling her. She's not worth a lot, so didn't really see the point. But I just decided to play with her while I rambled. So I hope that answered anyone's questions for that tag, and I hope I can find some more cool tags to do, because I do like these tag videos. Some of them just sometimes don't really relate to me as much as they might other people. So anyways, I am going to stop making a crap ton of videos right now, because this is video number 4. And so you can stop seeing this lovely supernatural shirt for now. So I hope you had a good time watching these videos. Bye!